The thing that makes the direct approach a direct approach is that it begins at the end. The direct approach to self-realization, to enlightenment, to fulfillment, to the recognition of the truth begins at the end. And the end is you're it. That's the end. The end is you are it. If it's true that consciousness is all there is, then you must be consciousness. And we start from there. If we start from there in the direct approach, then at least we don't have to waste our time spending too much energy on the idea that there's somewhere that we have to get to. Because we start from there. And so the process is staying aware that you're there. That's the process. Staying aware that you're there. In other words, staying aware that this is it and you are it. This is it and you are it. That's all. That's it. That's the teaching. This is it and you are it. However, you have a mind, you have a computer on board that's programmed that this is not it and you are not it. Right? That's called your mind. Right? And the way to checkmate the mind, so here's the keys to the kingdom. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. I'm telling you the way to checkmate the mind, because the mind is the obstacle, yes? Yes. Right? The mind is the mechanism in which you have come to consider yourself to be what you're not. That's what the mind is. It's generating your idea about yourself as a person. It's generating you as the subject in the world as the object. It's generating you as a physical body. It's generating you with a story. It's generating you in time. Right? And it's even generating you trying to be yourself. It's even generating you being here, being interested in being who you are, and who you're not is going to try to be that. That's what the seeking is. Who I am not is going to try and be who I am. And so the process is not getting anywhere. It's just simply continuing to notice the illusion of the whole thing. That the illusion is there's somewhere to get, right? There's illusion is that if this isn't it, then something else is it, and that's not what this is. Therefore, there has to be a future. If there's no future, I can't get there, right? However, if you examine the evidence is the only place you will ever experience enlightenment is where you are. Makes sense, doesn't it? The only place you will ever experience enlightenment is where you are. Why? Because you are always where you are. And to be who you are is enlightenment. So the only place you can ever experience enlightenment is where you are. The only time you can ever experience enlightenment is now. Right? Because there is nothing but now. The only place you can experience reality is here. The only time you can experience reality is now. Right? Because there's nothing but now. And that, if you can see if that's the case, which means now there's no future, right? There's nothing but now. Therefore, there's no future, there's no past. And whatever there is to realize, whatever it is that's true that you can experience, it has to be happening here and now. It has to be happening here and now. It's the only possibility. And one way to hone in on that, one way to try and get that, right, is to let yourself notice that this, here and now, this is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's always going to look like it's going somewhere, right? But it's not. It's like if you're looking at the movie on the screen, it's always going to look like it's going somewhere. Something happened now, and something's going to happen, right? It always looks like it's going anywhere, right? But if you look at the screen, is the screen going anywhere? No. What's appearing on the screen keeps changing and creating the illusion that there's a past and a future. But the screen has never changed. It's not going anywhere. And the metaphor of the movie on the screen falls short of a true pointing to the reality of it, because in the reality of it, there is no screen and movie on the screen. It's one thing. that appears to be moving and changing and happening, right? And at the same time, it's not. At the same time, it's not. There is no separate screen in movie. At the same time, it's not. It appears to be moving and changing and happening all the time, but in actuality, it's not. It's the same now all the time. That appears to be changing, but it's the same now all the time. It's not going anywhere. This is it. This is your life. This is your life. Right now, this moment is the only reality you will ever experience. You maintain this concept that your life involves what happened in the past and what's going to happen in the future, right? You consider that your life, right? But all that's only ever happening now. So it must be the case that your whole life is happening now. And whatever is true is happening now. And whatever you are is happening now. And part of that happening now is you thinking that you're not who you are. That's part of what's happening now, isn't it? Yes. So there's no problem with that. There's no conflict with that. That's just part of how the awareness is manifesting itself now. It doesn't change the truth at all. The truth is still all there is awareness. The truth is all there is in the ocean is water. It doesn't matter how it looks. It could be calm. It could be a huge storm. And the water never changes and stays exactly the same as water. So what's the truth, right? So what's the truth? In the fierce storm that's occurring in the ocean, is the fierce storm the truth or is the water the truth? What's real? Is the storm real or is the water real?
The water is real.
Then the storm's not real.
They're both real. I guess they're both real.
They better be. Because if either one of them's not real, you're stuck in a bad dream. If all there is water and there's no storm, and I take you out into the middle of the ocean in the middle of the storm, you'll change your mind, won't you?
Given the state of affairs in the country, though, we are in a bad dream. When you look at everything.
Well, when you look at everything from what point of view?
From a personal point of view.
Yeah. But from the truth, even that, no matter what form it takes, no matter how good, bad, or ugly it is, it's never, ever anything but awareness. It's never anything but consciousness. No matter how big the waves get, it's never anything but water. No matter how many pieces of jewelry you make out of gold, it's never anything but gold. It just takes a different form. And it's always changing, but it's not going anywhere. And if you could be that, this is how simple it is. If you could be that, given that you are that, and given that that is everything, if you could be that, given that you are that, and given that that is everything, what's the problem? Even when you talk about these arguments about no free will, right, and where the mind generates this argument. Well, God, are you saying that God would kill babies? Are you saying that God would have all these horrendous things happen to these innocent people every single day? Are you saying that? If I wanted to really go directly to the truth and answer that, my question would be, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you're killing them. I'm saying you're killing them. And you see, the understanding that is beyond the usual way of seeing things and comprehending things is, the understanding is, when I say you're killing them, I'm saying that you're God and the baby. If God is God and the baby, what's happening? There can't be anything happening because it's just God and God. And the illusion is that something's happening, and the illusion is that it shouldn't be happening, right? Shouldn't be, it's the wrong thing. Therefore, Therefore, I can't accept that I'm God. I can't accept that God's God. I can't accept reality that it is reality because I think it should be different. I think it should be different. And even when you think it should be different, you're still the same consciousness. And if you could get that, no matter how you see it, no matter how you feel, no matter what you think is true, it's never, ever anything but the same consciousness. That's all that it is, ever. I was working with one of my clients today, and he has a particularly well-developed ability to distract attention from the truth, especially from himself, right? And so I kept looking to see, is there a way I can stop this mechanism, from running everything? And so I said to him, is it okay with you? Is how it is for you right now in your life? And when I say that, I mean your thoughts, your feelings, your circumstances, your personal history, your fears, the whole thing. How it is for you in life right now. Is that okay with you? And I want a brutally honest answer. Don't give me no smart rat shit. Is it really okay with you for your life to be the way it is, and for you to be who you are, and for your body to be the way it is, and for you to feel the way you are, and for you to have the particular story you have? Is that okay with you? Thank you. She answered for all of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were asking.
No, it's not, is it? It's not, is it? No. Okay, it's not. Good. Now we're getting somewhere, right? The truth is being told, right? So here's the next question. Is it okay with you that it's not okay? Okay, I want the right answer. I want the honest answer. No? No. Okay.
No, it's not.
It's not okay with you that it's not okay.
Yeah, it's a little complicated, but I think I got it.
Okay, we'll see if you can stay with me. Is it okay with you that it's not okay? That it's not okay? You see, here's the deal. There's only two answers here, right? And as long as you keep saying it's not okay, that's the mind saying this isn't it. That's the mind saying this isn't it. That's the mind saying you're not awareness. That's the mind saying that what is okay is not what's happening. Therefore, it must have to happen some other time. Now you're screwed. There is no other time.
So everything is okay.
Or not. But see, here's the deal. Even if it's not okay, and that's okay, perfection. Perfection. Where can you suffer there? How can you suffer there? The trick is this. This is not a strategy you can use. This is not a strategy you can use. It's the way you already are. The way you already are is that it's always okay, no matter whether it's okay or not okay, it's okay. That's the way the awareness checkmates the mind. Because the mind wants to say it's not okay, and awareness, it's not saying it, but awareness is being that it is okay. So the mind says, oh, that's not okay, and we need to change that. And then the awareness says, no, that's okay too. It changes, no, that's okay too. It changes, no, that's okay too. So you see, the mind can't get control back. The only way the mind can have control is that you believe that it's not okay, and it's not okay that it's not okay. Then you're being the mind.
But awareness has no opinion.
That's right.
So awareness can't view it as okay or not okay.
That's right. It's beyond okay and not okay. You can't even talk about it in terms of acceptance, right? Because it's acceptance indicates there's something that you could accept or not accept, right? But awareness doesn't accept or not accept. It just is It doesn't accept or not accept, it just is what's happening. How can there be any acceptance or not acceptance when it is what it is that's happening? There's nothing separate from it to judge it. It is what it is. You are what you are, and what you are appears this way. And what you are allows everything that appears this way to appear this way, no matter what the appearance is. But you see, the mind will come right in and start saying, yeah, but what about the things I don't like? What about the experiences I don't want? Right? Now watch. What about the things I don't like? What about the experiences I don't want? What about pain? Right? What about fear? What about anger? Right? What about all that? Right? Who is the I asking that question? No. No. This is the point that I'm trying to make in terms of what this direct path is. Who is the I that's asking, what about pain? What about fear? What about death? What about all that? Who is the I that's asking that question? Not the person, and it's not the mind.
Awareness acting out is the person.
That's closer, but the pure answer is awareness.
It is awareness.
It is awareness.
Because awareness is doing everything.
Yeah. Now, what's the problem? There can't be a problem. The question is, when the mind comes in to call you back, to get you back in line, right? When it calls you, when it's entertaining for your attention to come back into being the limited version of yourself, right? Because after all, Frank, that's what everybody else is doing. And if you get too weird, if you start getting too weird, man, people are going to start being afraid of you. They're going to start being worried about you. So you're better off just stay with the Frank thing, man. Just stay with the Frank thing. That's the safe way to go. You know how to do that well anyway. You practice all these years, right? You don't have to do anything to try and be the script that you've been given. You've been practicing, right? You've been rehearsing constantly, day and night. You know the script so well that you don't have to think about it. It's like one of these people that plays in these shows that, you know, like that run on Broadway, right? Where they have like 10,000 performances. When they go on at night, do you think they have to remember their lines? They couldn't forget their lines if you tortured them.
Okay, so that happens. Then what? How do you get back into awareness? Like, you're always in awareness. So you know, listen to that. That person.
It doesn't matter.
Just let it go.
Well, no, that doesn't work either. See, this is what the Buddha called the middle way. The middle way. The middle way. It's a complete paradox. I know who I am, and I don't know who I am at the same time. That's the middle way, right? On the one hand, you have your conditioning. On the other hand, you have the present moment and the truth, right? The middle way is from that middle way, all of it is true. That makes what was dualistic non-dual, the middle way. Now, if I ask you who you are, the correct answer from a spiritual perspective is I am awareness, sir. You know, I am awareness itself, sir. I am consciousness itself. That's the correct answer for your exam, right? But that's only because who you think you are is who we're trying to get you to stop thinking that that's all you are. That's why the correct answer is I am awareness, right? But if you believe that you're awareness and that's all you are, how are you going to function? So no, that doesn't work, right? You have to be in the middle. You have to know that you are awareness and consciousness itself, and you have to, at the exact same time, Experience yourself as a person with your script in the world of space and time, in the drama, experiencing the drama. So nothing has to change, right? Because at all times, you know both sides of the equation, right? What's an equation? If something is in balance, it's an equation, isn't it? What's an equation? If you look at a mathematical equation, there's one quantity, an equal sign, then another quantity, right? So what is in the middle? What is the equal sign? There's this, and they're balanced. There's an equation.
Zero.
How do you know? A zero. An equation means that the two things equal zero, right? Non-duality.
That's so much easier than trying to stay in awareness all the time, which is what I do.
Yeah. But the way out of doing that, but here's the deal, the way out of doing that, right, is to know even when you're trying to be in awareness, that's awareness trying to be in awareness. Therefore, you can just enjoy trying. It's not going anywhere. It can't go anywhere because you're there. How can it go anywhere? How can the present moment go anywhere? It can't go anywhere. How can what's already true go anywhere? How can you know, the knowing you are of who you are go anywhere? It can appear to be something else, but the appearance is an appearance. Water can be an ice cube, but it's still just water. So that's the keys to the key. That's the key to the kingdom. The key to the kingdom is to know that in your most puzzled moments, in the moments where you're the most confused, in the moments where you're most upset, in the moments where you're so convinced that this is the world, right? That's just awareness. And those are the moments that you would convince yourself, prove that you're not it. It must be somewhere else. Only because you believe the illusion, you believe that you're an ice cube and not water. You believe that you're an ice cube instead of water. And there's water, you're an ice cube in water, so you keep pointing to the water and say, when I become that, I'll be enlightened. That's the situation. You're an ice cube in water, and you point to the water and say, when I become that, I'll be enlightened. Well, that's going to be a real problem since you already are that. And it just appears in a different form. See, I am very happy to talk myself out of business here. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy to talk myself out of business. I would be very pleased if everybody said, you know what? We don't have to have any more classes. It would be redundant. We could get together to just have some fun, but as far as the seeking shit is concerned, we're done with all that. And we could get together to sit still and be silent and enjoy the experience of that, but as far as trying to accomplish something, we've completed all that. Or we may not come anymore because there's really nothing to come for. What there was to come for is something I have with me all the time. Okay, well, I guess we're done here. I guess we're done here.